Meet Natalie. Natalie loves books.
This is your brain on books. Any questions? And this is Angela. She's a very serious jazz singer.
Shooby-dooby-dooby-doop-doop-doo. And sure, we both like to stay informed, but this world sometimes, am I right? You know what we need? 30 minutes of meditation.
Pop culture meditation.
So we're here to remind you.
We get it. You're smart. But right now, take a deep breath and put your books down. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go team.
Rah.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Natalie.
Cheerleader, rah, rah, rah.
Boom,
I
boom,
don't know
boom.
anything about cheerleaders, but
Firecracker, boom, boom, boom.
pom poms.
Firecracker, boom, boom, boom.
You
Remember
say
that
cheer. You say you say podcast. I say love it. Podcast. Love it. We're not
Podcast.
cheerleaders. We're not cheerleaders.
I was never a cheerleader.
No,
not even
I
close.
always cheerleaders were like the cool girls, like the
Girl.
perfect,
Yep.
A-listers in high school. Hi, by the way.
I was not an A-lister in high school or junior high.
Nor I.
But I mean, obviously we had a little some, but I did not have that. It was not
I
that.
didn't have that it.
No,
that was not the it that I
that
have
was not
ever
the
had.
it that I had ever. No.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Put Your Books Down.
Thank you. Welcome to the listener.
Glad to have you
here.
Listener. So today we're going to talk about it's an old true crime story, but there's a new HBO Max documentary out called The Texas Cheerleader Murder Plot.
Right.
And it is about Wanda Webb Holloway and from Channelview, Texas, who was convicted of hiring a hitman to kill the mother of her daughter's junior high school cheerleading rival. Now, so this is right up our alley. It has
It's on HBO
everything.
Max.
It's on HBO Max, and it happened. This is from a 1991 story, and I knew about this, so I didn't really have to take any notes because I remember the Holly Hunter 1993 HBO movie that was actually a dark comedy version of this true crime story, and Holly Hunter, who is perfection always.
Oh my
and
God,
I
yes.
remember watching it and being like, this is like funny. Like she's made it kind of funny, which is kind of messed up. I get, but anyway, so let's talk about
the documentary.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the documentary and just also like the case. So it's just really bizarre. And I just have so many questions because
many questions.
Wanda's daughter, Shanna, in this documentary, Shanna talks for the first time about the case. She's never discussed it before, and her mother was the one that was going to be hiring to kill her friend's mom because Shayna lost out to head cheerleader or a spot on the junior high cheerleading squad to her friend. What was her friend's name? The mother's name was Verna Heath. So that was like Verna was the target. And because
Heath.
The mom was like
you
to get rid of the
you're
to
acting
get rid of
like
Verna.
You act like you expect me to do research when we talk about movies.
Like, I know, but like Verna
I'm not
was
gonna remember.
Verna was the mother,
Verna Heath,
rival's mother. And they actually had been friends.
Right, yes.
But she her daughter was better at
cheerleading and wanted to be a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And liked cheerleading.
Right.
Whereas Shanna, so this is the re-examination of this story that happened in 1991. Now HBO has decided to make a documentary about this. And it's like
because of the daughter speaking out.
Here we are. She decided she's going to speak out for the first time. First of all, I have questions. I have questions about the very existence of this thing in the first place. Like, is it like some anniversary of it? I guess it's an anniversary of it or something.
I don't know. I think that I think that Shanna just was like, I've never said my side of the story. And what I knew and didn't know. And so she was like, I want it to come from me. And I'm sure she got paid.
Well, obviously, but why is it suddenly now? Why is now the time for this? I don't understand.
Football season?
I'm like, what is this?
Is it? Maybe
I don't
football
know.
season? Sports shows?
So Natalie, I'm just going to lead off and say I watched this and I was just like, huh?
Huh? Yeah.
Right.
Because when this came out, we were so much younger, and I remember being like, "Whoa, that's crazy! That mom's a psycho bitch."
Right.
I'm like, "What the hell?" But I didn't know. And I just like it was literally like a Lifetime movie, and I think I remember the Holly Hunter version. I was like, "This is like a Lifetime movie. This didn't really happen," and because she didn't I have to get this girl's name. This is what's driving me insane. But
we'll get it in a second.
I'll get it.
But
like
don't keep talking. I'm going to Google it for you.
Okay. So
I'm going to use Google. I'm going to use the Jujel.
She wanted her daughter, Shanna. Wanda wanted Shanna to be the top cheerleader and gymnast, and she's always had her in all these like teams and groups and made her do all this. And Shanna didn't even really like it. She didn't want to do it, but she was kind of, her mom was real strict and kind of scary, and she just didn't want to disappoint her mother. So she just like rolled along with what her mom wanted for her. It's like pageantry. It's a lot. It's very similar to pageant moms. So, Shanna was pretty good, but she wasn't as good as her friend, who was Verna's daughter, who kept beating her out on getting on these teams, like in high school, and kind of like being an exception to rules. Like I think she made the team when she wasn't even part of that school because the school board allowed it, and so that threw Shanna out of the running that time too. So that's 2 times. So
it's not even high school.
It's junior high. Wanda was really upset. And Shanna wasn't that upset. She was relieved. She was like, I don't really want to go up there. It made me feel sick. She dreaded it. It made her nervous. She didn't like performing as a cheerleader.
Right. So Amber. Her name's Amber.
Amber was the better one.
Amber Heath.
Amber Heath. Okay, thank you. So Wanda just, I guess, wanted to get rid of the competition. And at first it was like to have Amber, the little girl, she wanted to hit. Okay. She wanted to hire an assassination. So but then she decides not to have the daughter off because maybe her mom getting murdered will lower her spirits and she'll start sucking at cheerleading. That's the mentality here. She'll be so depressed that her mom was murdered that her spirit fingers will shrink and shrivel up and she won't have any team spirit anymore. She
won't have any spirit anymore.
Because her mom got murdered. So that was first of all, that mentality one.
Yes,
2, well, first and foremost, to have some cheerleading, to have someone killed for junior high cheerleading, bananas.
It's
like the brain function in this
something's not right.
And so then she's got her daughter taking her phone number to her uncle. So Wanda is divorced. She has this like jerk husband who's like not around. He's very strict and like women have a role and this and that and all that. And Wanda is like, she's in on that. She's into it, but then she's not into it. So anywho,
Wanda's a bit of a spitfire too.
Yeah, Wanda's a force.
She's a lot.
So she, especially in Texas during that time, like it was, she was kind of her own like boss lady, but which is great.
Sure.
She sends her phone number through her daughter on a piece of paper to Uncle Terry,
right?
Who is this like terrible, abusive brother
ex-con.
To her father, ex-con. And it just had her phone number on it. And she was like, Mom told me to give this to you, to just give this to you. And it was her phone number. And he was like, okay. Well, then he calls the police because he believes it's for a hit.
First, he goes and meets with her to find out what it's about. Right?
Well, he does meet with her first.
Yeah. And she's like, well, I just want to, I think be nice if these people got. And then he's like, I can't afford to go to jail again. So I'm going to tell the police that this woman is soliciting me to find somebody to do a hit on these 2 people.
Well, on Verna.
On Verna, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And that she was friends with till junior high cheerleading got involved. They were friends. Yeah. They were like neighbors.
Well, Verna, anyway, keep going. So tell people the story. Yep.
So she all right. And then
arranges this with the
She has this meeting with Terry.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to the police. And then they're like, okay, well, we have to get like, there has to be, in order for like a solicitation of murder, you have to have like money involved. Like you can't just say this, like there has to be an exchange, like money.
Yeah. And you need to wear a wire. And
yeah, it has to all be recorded.
Yeah.
You know. So he has these conversations with her. They're all recorded. She's laughing. She's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just like easier to have people like need to be gone get. It's just, you're just listening to this like, what is happening?
Keep going.
She can't afford it. She can't afford the money that he's saying that she needs. So she offers some diamond earrings.
Mm-hmm.
They do that exchange. She's arrested the next day for solicitation of murder.
They got her. Yeah.
They got her. And so we're like, okay, pretty cut and dry. Can't do that. And so the daughter, at first, you're like, I was feeling like she was talking like how terrible her mom was. I thought that's where we were going. And then she's like,
so the daughter is the main talking head in this documentary. And she's like, I just need to tell my story because I've never told my story before. And she's in her 40s or late 40s, early 50s.
She should have not, because it didn't make her look very good.
She goes, I just want to, I think, so she starts talking about this and you're thinking, okay,
tell the truth. She's like, I want to tell the truth.
I want to tell the truth.
True story.
We're going to get through this. It's going to be, it's starting off really good.
Yeah.
And then she starts telling the story. And then what happens, Natalie?
And then this twist of the fact that Terry and Shayna's father, Wanda's ex-husband, staged a coup to set her up,
to frame her,
that she wanted to hire someone to kill this woman, which she did. I don't know how you changed the way, all the things that Wanda had said.
Yeah.
But they framed her, and that it was so that he could get custody of Shanna. That's the defense. I mean, that's the prosecution. No, that's her defense, is that she was being framed.
That's Shanna's defense, that she's being framed.
Not
Shanna's.
Wanda's
defense,
so
yes.
Terry's wife,
Marla,
testifies on behalf of the defense for Wanda, saying that I know all about this staged coup, like this whole framing of getting, Wanda out of the picture so that the dad could have custody of Shanna, right?
Listeners, if you're already confused,
no, because you should be, because we are too.
Because it is so convoluted, and Natalie and I are texting each other watching this, going, "Huh? What? I have so many questions. Why?
So many questions, and
what in the hell?
Really?
What is the motivate? There is something deeper that we're not getting here, and I don't know what it is. But Shanna, this woman who's our age, is talking about this, and she's like, I just want to tell my story for the first time. I'm like, okay, so spill it, girlfriend.
Well, cut to the chase, because nothing she shared is new information until like the end, and it was like the most minute info, and you're like, ugh.
And then there's this part of the documentary where she's like, wait, I felt really guilty. Why did you feel guilty? Well, let's back it up. And this whole documentary backs up, and she's like, well, I had actually, known
my mom made a comment.
My mom made a comment that she wanted to off, this
Ms.
lady
Verna.
and her daughter.
Yeah.
And so I knew about it, and I never told anybody that I heard them talking about it. That's her big.
But she's still saying that it's not her mom's fault that she was set up.
It is so
That's
weird.
the thing. She's like,
she
my told me she wanted it to be better if they were dead, and if I wanted them dead. And I was like, I mean, sure, it would be. Hardy har har. I'm just a kid, and I get all that. I'm not saying she was involved, but like, your mother said that to you. So you're fessing up to this documentary that you knew your mom was wanting to do that. But you're still also saying that she was set up by Terry and your dad.
Yeah.
Me no understanding.
I don't understand what her point is on making this documentary in the first place. I'm like, why are we bringing this back out?
And her mom's not even in it. Wanda's not even in it. The best part in this documentary, so the trial, she goes to trial. She's clearly found guilty.
Yes.
Okay. She gets like 15 years.
She gets 14 years.
Whatever.
She's sentenced.
And then they find out that one of the jurors was on parole, which is not, you can't be a juror with a felony
for drug charges.
And they didn't know about this, because like there was the juror didn't know that it counted, and they didn't do their research. Anywho, so that's a mistrial, right?
Doesn't that, it's an immediate mistrial. Doesn't that just sound like Texas to you? I mean, I'm sorry. Anybody who's from Texas right now.
It's fine.
But that just sounds like Texas to me.
It's just bizarre.
It's just like, really?
And then it was like, did the defense know about this juror and just not say anything because they knew that she was going to lose, and then they could get a mistrial and like try again? And like, I don't know.
So then they tried her. They did. Yeah.
Then okay. So then she has her second trial. She's also like free. She doesn't have to be in jail during this. She makes bail.
Right.
And hold on, I'm plugging in my computer. Take it away.
Okay.
So for the second trial, I plug this in.
So she goes on to the second trial, and she pleaded no contest, and they gave her a 10-year sentence, and she was out after 6 months on probation, and that was the end of that. So
she had a plea deal for solicitation of murder.
Yeah. Wanda's
she got 10 years, walked out 6 months, and did the rest of probation. She settled with the Heath family.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't
she
a
was
lot.
It.
That was it.
No. But between trials, she went to like Phil Donahue.
Oh yeah, she was talking to all the media, like
the Maury show,
Maury Povich, and then
the audience crucified her in front of her daughter.
They did,
and she's smiling the whole time.
Yeah, she's like, "Well, nobody was hurt. I mean,
she's like, nobody was hurt. What's the problem here?
What's the problem here? Nobody got hurt.
It didn't happen. Here? It wasn't going to really happen.
Right. That's it. That's her defense.
She's like, "Screw you, world." It didn't happen. So what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Really?
That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole show.
She's like, nobody was hurt. And I'm like, well.
That's the whole show. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Guess who didn't do any more cheerleading?
Right. And also. Shanna says on this thing, like, I didn't even really want to be a cheerleader.
No.
Let's just get into this for a second. Have you ever now, I had a friend in high school. Okay. I'm not going to mention her name. I don't think she listens to the podcast. However,
but still,
just in case.
Still.
So she was a cheerleader, and her mother was so into the cheerleading squad.
I mean,
it was like
I went to an all-girls school with it's like cheerleading or Rockettes. It's it's a life. It's like that's it.
It was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, well, the girls and I are going to go do this, and we're going to this competition every weekend. It was some competition. It was, short, hot pink bike shorts with little tops, twisted up and tied.
Yeah.
Like
it's all consuming. It's
everybody wore athleisure. Okay, this is like they were fully showing. Remember how we said early in one of our podcasts that we'd like to blur out the crotch area of bike shorts?
Yeah.
We want like that blurry thing
if
that
you
they
don't
do
have
on the
a long
TV.
Enough top. Sure.
Yeah. Well, these girls, this was not when I was in high school. They were showing that stuff. They were
are now
tight little tops, and
they still that's not.
I don't know why I'm hung up on that particular detail, but I'm just saying that this friend's mom, she was all in for the cheerleaders, her daughter, the squad, the whole 9 yards. And guess what? That girl that was my friend, she still got pregnant in high school. Okay.
Oh,
she's still got pregnant.
Because she's, rebelling against her, like forcing into like hobbies that create like something that's supposed to be fun gets pushed on by parents like that, and it ruins it for these kids. And it's like, this isn't fun anymore. Like I don't get to see my friends. There's like all this, unless you have like all your friends with you. Yeah. Like you miss a lot of stuff because a lot of the moms, and a lot of these kids are really into it. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that are like, I don't want to do this.
Well,
but they're like, tough shit. You're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. This friend of mine she was dating literally like the quarterback. Like it was like that, like,
and it's
homecoming
a status.
Queen, blah, 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 status. And so her mom was like really into the status and all that stuff. And it was like she was living vicariously through her daughter. And it was obvious. It was so obvious.
Very,
and
very
I feel
common.
like, and that was back in the, late 80s, early 90s. I feel like that this situation was that's how the kind of things were, It was kind of like that.
I think that Wanda liked the way that Shanna, being a performer and like, made her feel.
Oh, 100%.
It was not about Shanna.
Yeah, no.
Wanda was about Wanda.
And Wanda
was going to kill for Wanda to feel good.
I know.
About
it's crazy.
Junior high cheerleading.
It is absolutely crazy.
Who knew it was a deadly? It's potentially deadly.
Knew it was going to be so deadly to be a cheerleader. I thought I was just going to do a few little rah 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 sis boom bah, and next thing I know,
she had to, the worst part for me for this was that when her mom was in jail and after her mom went to jail, they had to have lockers next to each other and still go to the same high school.
I know.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
And she's like, I wanted to say I was sorry, but I didn't. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how you say that at lunch.
I know, like, hey, I'm so sorry that my mom tried to have you guys killed.
Hey, Amber, I'm really sorry that my mom planned to have you and your mom killed, or your mom killed and ruin your life. Can we be friends? Here's a friendship bracelet. I'm really sorry.
Totally.
Yes. How do you even come back from that?
I don't know, but can I ask you a question? Do you believe she was framed?
I don't know how. I don't know. Like, I don't see how that works. Like, you heard the recordings.
I know.
She's talking about it. And then she says that Terry scared her into it. I don't understand
I don't either.
Especially when Shanna was like, she gave me the number and said the things that she said about them, about her mom, about them not being on Earth anymore and getting rid of them.
Right.
And then this whole framing thing or setup.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, how you can say that.
Yeah.
But that's common because of all the crime shows I've watched, they have a lot of them where these wives for life insurance policies are set up with fake hitmen and their cops because someone told on them for trying to get a hit. And then you see the videos of these women planning a hit. And then they're like, I was kidding. It's always, I was just kidding. Ugh. But you're meeting in a car.
Yeah.
Talking about payment plans to have someone killed.
And laughing uncontrollably. It was, and she's
Wanda. Yeah. That's not funny. You talk about taking the joke too far, if that's where you're at.
Hey, Wanda. Hey,
buck up, listening? Wanda. You're a grown-ass woman.
I wonder if Wanda's listening right now.
Yeah. I don't think Wanda listens to...
She probably doesn't. Put your
pop culture, because everyone's especially with this new documentary out. I mean, she knows that it's the hot topic on The View today.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
And she won't, she's not doing any press. She's just, I don't know what, she's just, I guess, just living her life.
Yeah.
Which is fine. She didn't kill anybody. I get it, but
Wanda's what, 80 now, something like that?
Something perhaps. Like that.
She's sitting 70s. Around. She's probably smoking cigarettes, sitting around in her house in Texas.
I mean, what else is she going to do?
Watching all the shows about her and
I think she definitely she certainly
she's eating it up.
Watches her stuff.
I think so.
And right? the Holly Hunter thing, if I were her, I'd been like, that is high praise.
Agreed.
I would have been so honored. And it was interesting though. Shanna said at the movie premiere, because they all went.
Well, that was the other thing.
The whole family got the movie money for that movie.
They went to the movie premiere at Sundance or whatever it was.
Yeah. And Holly Hunter wouldn't go talk to Shanna. Right. Which I thought was
she would not
weird.
Talk to her.
I wonder what that's about.
I think she might have
she felt bad.
Bad. I think she might have felt bad about portraying her mother that way. Yeah. But she was brilliant. I actually ended up watching the movie. It's actually, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it on HBO still?
It's on YouTube. It's called The Positively True Adventures of the Alleged Texas Cheerleader Murdering Mom.
Yeah.
That's the actual
and it's listed
title.
As a comedy/thriller.
And black comedy. And it's on YouTube, and it stars Beau Bridges, Holly Hunter, and Swoosie Kurtz. Ladies and gentlemen, Swoosie Kurtz plays Marla, and she is unbelievable. MVP is Swoosie Kurtz. 100%.
Oh my God. I have to remember who that is. She's a character actress?
Yeah, she's a character actress. She's a redhead. She was on that show Sisters with Steela Ward. She's the oldest sister.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know exactly who that is.
She's been on a lot of stuff. I love Swoosie Kurtz so much. Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about another thing that happened in this story, which I just as an aside wanted to bring up. So the girls had to run for cheerleader. And part of the reason why Wanda was so pissed was because in those situations, when you're running for cheerleader, it's like you're running to be chosen.
Like running for office, like for
it's
school
like
body
running
president.
for office. Yeah, which I think is
That's
so
rough.
weird.
Well,
It's
I think
rough.
that's horrible. Yeah.
We never did that in our high school.
You have to perform for the student body, and then they get to pick who is the cheerleader. I think that's absolute like
garbage.
Sadistic garbage.
It's awful. Well,
that is so awful.
It's awful. I want to tell you as an aside, this brought up a memory for me. So my friend Michael, who we love, Michael Mitchell, who was on the podcast a year ago, when he was in high school, he wanted to be a cheerleader because he was into it. He wanted to be a cheerleader. So he actually lived in Preston, Idaho, which is where Napoleon Dynamite was filmed. Okay. That high school in Napoleon Dynamite is the high school Michael went to.
Amazing.
And you remember that like they were running for student body presidents and they had to do a skit. That's the whole thing about the movie. So Michael had to run for cheerleader.
Yeah.
And the cheerleading committee or whatever, they weren't going to let him run because he's a boy.
Of course.
So Michael tells them, he doesn't even know what in the hell he's talking about. He's like, well, I'm going to call the ACLU then.
Of course he did. Like, you ain't stopping this.
He didn't even know what ACLU stood for. He's like, well, I'm calling the ACLU. And then they let him try out for a cheerleader, which was hilarious. And he got it. And he was on the cheerleading squad. Hello. Hi. But it was literally that school from Napoleon
that's a
Dynamite.
Sweet cheerleader story.
Exactly. That's some passion about cheerleading.
It's not like one of his parents was like, oh, I'm going to go blow up the school because they're not going to let him audition.
Right. I know.
I mean, that's just.
I know. This is the weirdest story, everybody.
It's rough, man.
Natalie and I were just texting each other going like, what? I don't get this.
I still don't understand the setup.
I don't either. I don't understand either. I'm still confused. So
same.
I just want to say like, probably we could just leave it right there because I don't even know what else to
there's
say.
not any resolution for me.
There's no resolution. There's nothing.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, gang, because like, I hate those true crime things where you're like, you feel no closure.
Robbed.
You feel robbed.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't feel totally robbed because I'm like, okay, but nobody was killed.
Right.
We know what happened, but
nobody died.
I don't get you, Wanda. Wanda, lawyer, you're Wanda lawyer. I don't understand this setup shenanigans. Okay. It's bull honky to me.
It's bull honky.
I don't, what?
Bull honky.
What? Bull roar.
Bull roar.
No. How?
I don't know.
You're on recording. People are crazy.
People are crazy. That's what I have to say.
I mean, that's just, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, good chat on that. We needed to talk through that, even though we didn't. It doesn't change like where we are with it, but it's interesting to talk about it. It's new. It's a new documentary. Watch it. Let me know what you think, and then definitely watch the Holly Hunter one if you want.
Oh yeah,
to be entertained AF.
Oh yeah, for sure. I watched it today. It is
perfect.
So much better than the documentary. By the way,
she's so
much better. Bo Bridges is also flawless in this.
I love Bo Bridges. I love the Bridges brothers.
Yeah, he's so good.
They're great.
So Natalie, do you have a?
I do. We discussed.
Bow, bow.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
We talked about doing chick stops about female characters that we really loved.
Yes.
And my first one that I'm going to say is because it's a holiday. It was the holidays, and one of my favorite holiday movies is While You Were Sleeping. And Sandra Bullock in the movie While You Were Sleeping is one of my favorite rom-com female. Anything Sandra Bullock, excuse me, mostly. Okay, not in the movie Crash, but Sandra Bullock in While You Were Sleeping is this like endearing, sweet, funny, lovely, like subway teller. And she has this whole adventure with this love of her life who has pneumonia. And she thinks that the family thinks that that's her fiance and they love her. And it's so sweet. And, it's a terrible thing to do to a family, but let's all lighten up and realize that Sandra Bullock can do no wrong. Okay. She means well. It just got out from under her.
Do you remember what her name is in the movie?
I don't remember. It's like Izzy.
Okay. Izzy.
No, I'm thinking.
I'm going to go with Izzy. Isabel?
Something.
Wait.
But anyway, I love.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw that monkey wrench into your.
If you haven't watched it, and
I haven't
she's
watched
Lucy. That's close. Lucy.
Lucy. It comes up on my feed every now and then.
It's so good, and she's so like you just want to be buds. You just want to be friends with that character.
What's her overall vibe? Because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Sweet, independent, a little sad. She wants love. Adorable. Funny. Kind.
Virtuous.
And a little kooky. Yeah.
Okay.
But Bill Pullman's in it too, and it's just really, really, really.
I remember really liking that movie when I first saw it, but I literally have not seen it since I saw it in the theater.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite movies.
Well, I need to go watch it then.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go watch it right now.
Yeah, you should.
Listen, I just want to let you know I got this big dumb cup.
With big dumb buns on it.
And I finally have something that I can stick a sticker on. But then I realized maybe I shouldn't be going out in public with this on my big dumb cup. Bottomless mimosa.
Top,
it's a ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, stickers. It's a man wearing a T-shirt that says "Bottomless Mimosa" on the back, and he doesn't have any underwear on.
I didn't even know they made those stickers
and he's
like that.
Holding a bottle of champagne. Do we not think I should go around with this?
I think you should get people out of their comfort zones.
Maybe I should
give something someone will take a secret picture of and send to their friends and be like, "Can you believe this?"
Yes,
and then you look over and you wink and you say, "You're welcome.
You're welcome, lady. You're welcome.
Lighten up,
honey.
Have fun."
But I want to let you know too. I got this big dumb cup from Michael's because I am down market big dumb cup. It is not a Stanley.
Okay.
But you know what? It still keeps my water cold.
Still cold. Still cold.
My water's still cold. Okay.
And it'll keep your drink hot too.
And exactly.
Science.
And
right.
my baudet hydrated.
That's right.
This baudet needs to be hydrated.
Yes.
At all teammates.
Same. So I've been drinking water.
I think you meant to say same.
Same. Namaste. Same.
Listen, I think it's about time to wind her down.
Let's go.
Natalie, this has been a fun chat, albeit a little off the rails a tad.
Well,
but that's okay.
What are you gonna do?
That's who we are.
Roll along.
Not mad about it.
Roll on 18-wheelers. Roll on.
I don't know what that's from. Is that?
It's an Alabama song.
Oh, how does it go?
Roll on, moon, roll on along, roll on daily like I asked you to do, and roll on 18-wheelers, roll on, roll on.
Yes.
It's actually about 18-wheelers.
Are you going to sing that in our singing lessons?
I'm not.
Okay. Because you don't even need to practice that one.
Yeah, I've got that one. I've got a lot of weird, obscure honky-tonk songs down. I'm good.
Okay. So we'll choose some other
elevate
types
it a little
of songs.
bit.
Okay, for your singing lessons. Okay.
For my debut.
To you, I want to say namaste, bottomless mimosas for the rest of my life. Cheers.
Okay. And thank you. And thank you, listener, for being here with Put Your Books Down. Please follow us on social media if you want to. I'd love it if you did. And Angela, to you, I will say namaste away from pom-poms.
Stay away from the pom-poms. Listen, I know we all like pom-poms. I wanted them. I didn't want to be a cheerleader. I just wanted the pom-poms.
Yeah, I just had pom-poms.
I didn't want to be a tap dancer. Just wanted the shoes.
I just had the tap shoes. I did it. I like the stuff. I don't want to go do it.
Exactly.
Except, we are telling people to be curious and do stuff. So if you do, just go do it.
That is true. Go do it. If you want to take tap dance lessons, go for it.
You can get some pom-poms and do some cheers.
At your house.
At your house.
You don't even have to be good at it.
Make them up.
You.
Write your own cheers.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So, to you, I say, have a wonderful afternoon, Natalie.
Thank you. You too.
Have a wonderful week. Everybody who's listening, you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning in once again to Put Your Books Down. We love you. And I have one final tip, which is if you're having a cocktail, make sure that you put some Miralax in it if you need it.
Yep. Words of wisdom.
Just like me.
By Dr. Angela. Thank you.
And on that note,
I bid you adieu.
Goodbye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. Bye. Now, isn't that better? Thanks for listening. Feel free to leave us a review and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your shows. Put Your Books Down is produced by ClantonCreative.com.